First Edition starts now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for News 13 First Edition. I'm Annette Pegler, and it's time for your top 4 at 4. The ARC of Horry County is stepping up to continue the World of the Champion Autism Network. We'll tell you what the organization is hoping to achieve. And the Federal Beach Renourishment Project has now reached the sand fencing stage. We'll break down what the purpose of this and what it means for you. Plus, the extreme drought conditions across South Carolina are impacting farmers in a big way. We'll take a closer look at how crops are being harmed. And cloudy skies out there today. Chief Meteorologist Frank Johnson joins us now in our Weather Center. And Frank, should we be expecting any more rain our way this evening?
Yeah, we are looking at a lot of rain, hopefully to come over the next couple of days. This could be a good soaking rain for our part of the Carolinas. Viper 13 real-time radar right now showing most of that rain to our north and North Carolina. We've seen a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing along the coast with the sea breeze, but it's really North Carolina that's been on the action over the last day or so, and there has been some heavy rain in Laurinburg. They've seen over 2 inches of rain over the last 24 hours or so, and much of that rain up to our north is eventually going to start to head south. We do have a flood watch in effect through tomorrow for North Carolina, probably not going to be extended to the south, but we are still looking at heavy rains for this evening, overnight tonight. Tomorrow we should see some soaking downpours as well, and even into Sunday a few lingering thunderstorms could give us a little more rain. Generally between 2 and 4 inches of rain area wide. Some areas will see more than that, and that should keep those temperatures down for our daytime highs. Rain chances will stay high. I'll let you know what that means for the weekend forecast coming up.
All right, Frank, thank you. Well, a month after the Champion Autism Network, also known as CAN, announced its closure, another nonprofit is stepping up to continue the network's mission. The ARC of Horry is a local nonprofit focused on advocacy and inclusion for those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And News 13's Maddie Cottaspati joins us now live from Conway. And Maddie, you spoke to the board president of the ARC of Horry. What did he have to say about this change?
Annette, Board President Grady Gambrell told me they approached CAN shortly after the announcement because they felt there was still work to be done. Now, just last year, the ARC officially formed in Horry County, a local offshoot of the ARC of South Carolina. Similarly to CAN, the ARC aims to make sure individuals with disabilities are welcome and included. The two organizations had a partnership due to their similar missions. ARC Board President Grady Gambrell says their decision to step up was fueled by a series of questions.
Where would they go? Where would the families be able to go? Even visitors here in Myrtle Beach. So it comes to mind later that evening that we should take over the sensory friendly events to provide families that bridge for visitors, for residents, anyone to be able to come to these events with our name on it.
Tonight at 6, I'll have more from Gambrell on how he hopes to see these events evolve following the transition. Live in Conway, Maddie Cottaspati, News 13.
Maddie, thank you. Well, the Marion County School District is under investigation by the U.S. Department of Education. The district confirmed this on Thursday. It's unclear why Marion County is being investigated, but a July 10th news release from the Department of Education announced it was launching a national K-12 initiative to protect students from adult sexual predators in schools. A district spokesperson told News 13 that it has not been provided with details about why it was included in the Education Department's investigation. We're working to learn more. You can count on us for those updates. Drought conditions across the state have farmers fighting to save their crops, and for some it can be a financial toll on how they can produce and save those acres of crops. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, our area of the PD is either in severe or extreme drought conditions. Thousands of crops like corn, soybeans, and cotton make up much of the local agriculture in the area. President of Florence County Farm Bureau, Charles Brigham, says his corn crops are going to make or break him this season.
Well, your crops are sitting there. The chemicals you've sprayed are waiting on rain to get activated. The things just didn't look good. And the corn, with the hot weather and the dry weather, then we end up with ears of corn that look like this.
Coming up on News 13 at 5, Eric Cooper will bring you a live report about how the drought conditions have affected crops in the PD. Former governor and U.S. Representative for South Carolina Mark Sanford announced that he is running in the Senate special election earlier today. The former governor ran for South Carolina's 1st congressional district earlier this year, but rescinded his bid just a month later. Sanford hinted at the potential Senate campaign last Friday and officially announced his plan to run earlier today on X, saying in part, quote, "Our country is at a financial tipping point, and I can't sit on the sidelines while Washington adds $1 trillion to the debt every 100 days.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
The traffic not too bad right now on 501 between CCU and Carolina Forest. Just the occasional slowdown at the traffic lights. No problems right now on 544. Drive times along the Grand Strand on 501 from Carolina Forest to CCU. That'll take 11 minutes. 17 in both directions along the Grand Strand. That's moving a little bit slower than normal. Florence area looking okay. No issues in town right now. No problems on I-95. Currently on 95 from TV Road to 76. That'll take 9 minutes. Palmetto from 5 Points to Irby Street will take 5 minutes, and 52 from Palmetto to I-95 will take 7 minutes.
Frank, thank you. One man is facing multiple charges, including murder, after authorities say he stabbed someone to death with a knife during an argument in Darlington County. Darius Johnson Jr. faces several other charges, including possession of a weapon during a violent crime. According to arrest warrants back on July 15th, officers responded to what was originally thought to be an overdose on Sweetbriar Road, but when they arrived, they found the victim with multiple stab wounds. They were taken to the hospital where they died. Their name has not been officially released. Deputies say Johnson and the victim got into some sort of fight, and that led to the stabbing. Johnson is being held in the W. Glenn Campbell Detention Center and has been denied bond on all charges. Horry County Fire Rescue says a firefighter was taken to the hospital after a house fire this morning. Crews responded at Lakewood Camping Resort around 5:15 this morning. They say the back of a house was heavily damaged while only some of the inside was damaged. We're told the firefighter received minor injuries. The cause of this fire remains under investigation. Well, sand fencing is now going up along Myrtle Beach as part of the federal beach renourishment project. Crews started work on 82nd Avenue North and will continue moving south, installing about 1,400 feet of fencing each day. Officials say the new fencing will be placed roughly 5 feet in front of the existing fence and will help trap blowing sand to build up what will become dunes.
So this is the next round of that beach renourishment project. Trap sand, and slowly over time it'll rebuild that dune right behind the sand fencing. So now we'll also have 2 layers of sand fencing, which will give the homes that are oceanfront more protection, all properties more protection throughout the city of Myrtle Beach.
The project is expected to take 4 to 6 weeks. Officials say there are no beach closures, but they ask people to give crews and work areas space so that the project can move as quickly as possible. Well, on Saturday, runners from all across the Lowcountry will participate in the 2026 Isle of Palms Beach Run. This event is open to all season runners as well as families and first-timers. There will be a 10K run, a 5K run, and a 5K walk. The races start at 8 Saturday morning. If you are signed up to race, you can pick up your race packet tomorrow at the Windjammer from 4:30 until 6:30. You can also pick it up during race day registration Saturday morning at 7.
And we've got some much needed rain moving toward our part of the Carolinas. I'll have a look at how long that's going to last up next.